raw text accessing, that is tokenization. Now see, in this video I will show you a very important part of NLTK. Now what is that? We can access text file present on any site or any your normal document present in your laptop. Fine. So we are just accessing them and then we are applying a tokenization process. Now tokenization is a very important process of NLTK module. Now how it will do it? In this video I will show you two different parts. First is access text from local files or any file present on the web. So for that we will use URL lib module of Python. Next is URL open function for opening that file present on web on any website, and next is read function for reading that file. Okay, now if you are accessing a simple text file, then we can use normal open function, not URL open. But if you are accessing file from any URL from any site, then we have to use URL open function. So these are two different things, open function and URL open function. Now in this video I will show you URL open function, and in our next tutorial I will show you open functions. Okay, so just now concentrate on that URL open function and read function for reading that file. So next part of that video is split documents into individual words and punctuation symbol. Now this is known as tokenization. What we will do is we are reading that text file and then we are splitting those text into individual words or symbols. So there can be multiple words present in that text file and multiple symbols present in that text file. So what we are doing is we are just splitting those words and symbols one by one. Okay, and that process is known as tokenization. Now those words and symbols are known as tokens in technical language, and that's why its name is tokenization. Now which modules we will use or which functions we are using for that purpose? First is your NLTK module, which is very important, and next is your word tokenize function. This is for tokenization process. This is the function of NLTK module, so we have to use NLTK dot word tokenize function, and in that we will pass your file, your text file, as the in the form of argument. Now that function will tokenize that text file and give you some tokens. Now I will show you those tokens which can be any symbol or any word present in that text file. Okay, so let's see it. So let's see it practically using Python language. Okay, so now I am showing you how to accessing text from any site, any URL. So let's say I'm taking an example of project Gutenberg. Now I have just opened that site, and on that site there are different free ebooks present. So I'm selecting any ebook, like I am selecting this ebook. Okay, now after clicking on that ebook, this will open. Now see, here there are multiple options. You just want text from that file, and that's where you are selecting here plain text. Okay, now after selecting that option, here this is your text. Okay, and we are accessing that text from that site in your Python. Okay, using Python, using your NLTK module. So just paste that URL, just copy it, just copy it, this URL. Okay, now go to your Python idle. Okay, first you have to import your NLTK module. Now you have to open any URL, and for that you just need a class which is for accessing URL. Now for that you have to type that command from URL lib import URL open. Okay, now it is showing some error. Now what is that error? Since it is Python 3.4, so that's why this command is not applicable here. You have to write here from URL lib.request import URL open, and now it will not showing any error. So if you are using 2.7 Python, then you have to type that command, and if you are using Python 3.4 shell, then you have to type that command. So just remember that. Okay, now next is what you have to do. Just write here URL, and your URL is just paste it which you have copied from that site. Okay, this is your URL, and you have to access text from that URL. Now what will you do? You are using URL open. Okay, and just pass that URL in the form of argument, and then just write here read function because we want to read that text. Okay, now it will read your text, and just raw variable will show that text. It will take some time because the text is very large. Next, now this row variable is representing your text, so now we can use any function like type function, length function, and we can get different results. Okay, now I'm just writing here type function. Now since this function is taking so much time, now I'm typing here type function. It will show the data type of that text. Okay, and it is showing class bytes because the text is present in the form of class byte. Next, I am using length function, and it is showing your length of the text. So using this, you can get any information of your text present on any site. Now I want to do tokenization. Okay, tokenization is very important process, you know very well. I have explained that method, and now I am going to tokenizing that text. So just write here NLTK. Now we are needing your NLTK module. NLTK.word tokenize function, and just pass here raw. Okay, now it is showing error. Now why it is showing error? Because can't use a string pattern on a bytes like object. Since our type is byte, so that's why we can't use that function. Now we have to convert that into string type. So what will I do? I will just write here row.decode and just pass here UTF-8. Okay, this is the decoding type, and I'm using some variable. Let's say I'm using new. Okay, and now it has decoded that text file, and now I'm using that function word.tokenize, and now I'm passing here new instead of row, and now it is showing no any error, and it will tokenize your this one. But I have to use some return type here. I have not used here. Okay, so now this word tokenize function, what it will do, it will tokenize your text file. Okay, and just use some variable as a return type, which is not responding because I have not used here any return type. You have to use a return type, and in this way you can tokenize your function. Okay, so let's say I'm using some different shell, and I'll show you. Okay, just import here NLTK, and just uh, just write here your URL. Okay, and then write here from URL lib dot request import URL open. Okay, next what you have to do is you have to convert it in the form of, first you have to access it. So just write here that function which I have shown you. Okay, now it will reading that text file, and it will take some time. Next you have to decode it in the form of string. Okay, so for that you have to use your decode function and just return it to any variable, and I will use here new variable again. So it is taking some time, you have to wait because the file is bigger. Okay, and then you have to use your word tokenize function for tokenizing your file. So just use your decode function first, and then you have to use word tokenize function. So I'm using here new, and I'm using here row dot decode, and I'm passing here UTF-8. Okay, and then you have to use here you have to apply tokenization. So I'm using variable tokens, and then you have to use nltk dot word tokenize and just pass here new. Okay, and now it will show not any error. Okay, so you have to just write here return type, which is very important. Next, you can use any variable for getting the type and everything that you want, I've just right here to type. This is showing class list. It is of list type. The tokens will come in the form of a list, and then you can write here len, and it is showing the length. These are number of tokens present in this list. And next you can get some word by applying slicing. So I'm just writing here this will give you some tokens, 10 tokens from starting to the 10. Okay, these are the 10 tokens, and I have tokenized our text, and we have get to hear different words. Now see, this was not responding that time. Why? Because I have not used here any return type, and it was showing different tokens present here. Now since the number of tokens were very much, and that's why it was not responding here. See, this is number of tokens. Okay, 1,69,850, and that's why it was taking some time. So these are different tokens, and this function have tokenized our text. Okay, so these tokens can be your words, can be your symbol, okay, present in the text, and in this way you can apply tokenization process to your text. So just use it by yourself, and you will be able to do that process, that you will be able to apply that process on your text. So thank you.